Hello everyone, and welcome back to Shadow Gaming Reviews. In this tropical episode, we're going back to the jungles with military conflict, Vietnam.
Doubt and debate are enlarged because the problems of Vietnam are quite complex.
Military Conflict Vietnam, or MCV for short, is a fast-paced first-person shooter set during the Vietnam War. You won't be fighting in wide open spaces, deserts, mountains, or hilly terrain. Instead, you'll be fighting in lush jungles, military bases, cluttered, chaotic city streets, maybe a rice farm or two. MCV is loosely based, and I say loosely in a very contextually way, as a spiritual successor to Day of Defeat. At the moment, the game does not feature a single-player campaign, but rest assured, when a single-player campaign does launch, I'll definitely be sure to check it out and post a review of it. MCV plays a lot like old-school Call of Duty, just with the Counter-Strike engine. Think Black Ops 1 with a low time to kill, sprint enabled, just no quick throw for grenades or other explosives. There is bullet penetration mechanics, much like every other first-person shooter, and there are respawning explosive barrels featured on some maps. With explosive barrels comes a nice little achievement if you can kill 25 enemies using these explosive barrels. There are two main factions, the United States and North Vietnamese. There are, of course, several sub-factions. You have the Viet Cong, for example, the Vietnamese Republic Army, and of course the brand new sub-faction, the Australians. Of course, there are a total of 6 classes, and not to name them all, there's Assault, Medic, Gunner, Sniper, Engineer, and Radio Man. However, I must state that the classes are pretty much the same for both factions, just with different aesthetic and weapons, and so on and so forth. To give you an example, Assault uses assault rifles, battle rifles, SMGs, and so on. The game features 16 built-in maps with 9 game modes. Of course, there's going to be a Zombies mode coming at a later date, but the developers have been kind of quiet about it. Not to name all of the modes, there's Capture the Flag, Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, Conquest, Gun Game, and some other mode called Firefight. I only played Firefight once, but I'll have to replay it again after this review is done. There's also the Steam Workshop is included. We're talking full Steam Workshop with custom maps, weapon sounds, skins, etc. MCV has a slightly extensive customization system, which allows players to tailor-make each class and faction to their liking. For example, you can have a US sniper with one camo and a US radio man with another camo. And for the Viet Cong faction, you have the option to select female Viet Cong soldiers as well. As far as unlockables are concerned, there really isn't anything to unlock. But there is a lot of achievements for doing various tasks, such as get X amount of kills with a weapon, earn all ribbons, or even drop ammunition or med packs for allies. There's also playing cards to earn as well. Once a full deck is assembled, you can trade in the deck for an achievement. The same method works for ranks as well. Now we come to the part of the review that might drive some people away from this game. The game's population is, well, it's rather low. And at peak hours, there's only 16 to 20 players. And at its lowest point, it's less than 10. Thankfully for casual players like myself, this really isn't an issue because the game does feature full-fledged bot support. And it really is no secret how much of a fan I am of multiplayer bots. I mean, look at some of my past videos that I've done. Speaking of bots, the bots are not actually brain dead like most modern shooters that have bot support. Granted, the bots don't behave like humans, but they don't blindly cheat either. There are a lot of custom workshop maps that do have bot support, but you need to check and make sure it's specified on the download page. The game's soundtrack really captures the very essence of the Vietnam War, and more specifically, it's crafted so beautifully that it fits that late 60s era rock and roll, almost as if it could have been produced during the war. This masterpiece of a soundtrack was produced by Paweł Perepelica, and the main menu theme is, well, I mean, you don't have to take my word for it. Just listen to the small clip on how hard the main menu theme actually goes, in the first 2 minutes, by the way. The other tracks featured in the game are also faction-specific. For example, you have the US Victory or Pavan Defeat, so on and so forth. Even just during the loading screen, you actually get a nice little Easter egg that features a lovely lady by the name of Hanoi Hannah, and I would highly advise you look up the history of that. Military Conflict Vietnam is one of those games I enjoy spending a little bit of free time playing. I do have to preface this by saying, if you're looking to sink a lot of hours into this game, I would highly advise against that, as there really isn't a player population to support long gaming sessions. If you have a group of friends, or are on the game's official Discord server, you might be able to squeeze in a multiplayer session or two. But, however, if you're a casual, and you're just looking to kill some time, or achievement hunt, then just play against the bots. Now, as far as the game's price tag, the game's base price tag is $15, which really isn't too harsh, but I don't really think it's worth it with such a low population. But Black Friday is coming up, so if it goes on sale, I would recommend picking it up then. Well, as always, thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy day to check out the channel and check out this review. I'll try to get a new review out each week if I can, but at the moment I am currently in the process of finishing my first book, and getting it edited and into the hands of a publisher to see what they think. And, well, I'm very excited about getting my foot into the door as an upcoming author. Ramblings aside, I really hope you enjoyed this review as much as I did writing it and making it. And, well, I wish you all a very safe week, happy holidays, and I will see you all next time. Have a good one.